Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. Good to be back again. Fantastic week of football, if you call it that. The international break, scurrying around for content, but listen, we still have to go. Please hit that like button, subscribe, and share if you are new. And we are going to be talking all things football. As I said, there was not a lot to talk about. As I say, this international friendly breaks, mate, it's just doing my head in. But listen, we have to try and find some kind of content. So, listen, I'm not going to waffle on too much because I know a couple of people that have to shoot off in about 45 minutes or so. So, let me just quickly get Mr. Big Dion and Mr. JP. Yes. People in the building, how you doing, man?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
You all good?
Yeah, man. Good fella.
Good, matey. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, you should be happy. You got your star boy playing for England. So, you know what I mean?
I actually watched England yesterday because of that.
Well, look, I caught a little bit of it, and I'm not gonna lie, he did play well. But before we go into that, let me just go around the table and just find out how you fellas are doing. So, Big D, how was your week and weekend? How's it been?
Yeah, the week has been nuts. As you know, my company uses every opportunity, especially the holidays, to be as greedy as possible and work us like house slaves. So we have been non-stop, mate. But then obviously, like tomorrow is like our last day, hopefully till Monday. So we can get that long weekend off. But mate, them bear driving, man, I feel mad.
Are you working bank holiday, D?
Nah, they don't want to pay it. So that's why they cram the week in before the bank holiday. They cram
to get everything out there. Either.
No, right, okay.
Maybe Monday night at 10 o'clock. So they only have to pay me 2 hours at double time, Eddie. You know what?
Look at this man. Listen, man, these guys are not.
Oh, yeah. So it's one of them. We just got used to it that whatever we lead to a bank holiday, they work us so they don't have to pay us for a bank holiday. And they get everything out in the stores, though, so that all the stores that are open will have the products. I'm not going to say the company because I don't promote them. They should be sponsoring Normski TV. But since they ain't getting no props on here.
I could give up my daytime job. You know what I mean?
You know that ones, but yeah. But apart from that, all right, matey. Yeah, apart
that's
from
cool.
that,
that's good. JP, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. We've had a good week. I've been spending the week messing about with a new kitchen appliance. Man, this is a game changer. You've all got to get this thing in your house.
What is it? Is that a kettle that you turn on and boil?
Mate, it's got a kettle. It's a thermal mix. Have you ever seen thermal mix?
Okay.
Wow. I've heard of it, but I haven't investigated it.
It's a thermal mix.
Man, this thing's serious, man. This thing's serious, man. It's not even a new product, but I've just got it. So.
Oh yeah, you're just one of them gadget mans. You're just like a gadget.
Nah. I never have to buy. You don't have to buy butter again. You know, all these things you can just make in like 5 minutes.
What?
Oh wow!
Yeah, man.
What's it? It's called a thermal mix.
Thermal mix, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'll check it out online and see what that's all about. But
you can't buy it online though. That's the only problem.
Oh, you can't buy it online.
Old school things where someone has to come out to your yard.
Oh, is it one of them? Is it a bit like them? I won't mention those Hoover people, yeah.
Yeah, you remember back in the day? Yeah.
Back in the day.
Do you remember back in the day? Do you remember that green Hoover back in the day that he said?
The heavy one. The heavy one.
It's the same people.
Is it?
The same German company.
Because you know there's a next one, isn't it? There's a next one. There's an Alan Kirby.
Okay.
Yeah. You know where I'm going with that one, you know what I mean? I'll get them to come and clean the bed and clean up everything, and then
you know what I mean.
I'll have a think about it.
You know that one.
No, this one's proper though, man. And it's like if you watch all those master chefs or Great British menus, they've all got one in the kitchen. They all use it.
Wow.
So all the top chefs use it. Every commercial, every professional kitchen has got one.
Okay, right. Well, okay. Well, I'll. But you can actually look on it on you can Google it.
Yeah. I mean, just go on YouTube. People are showing you a load of videos about what they're doing with theirs and all that sort of stuff.
Thermal what?
Thermal mix.
Thermal mix. So are you getting any credits for this? Like,
I should do that, innit?
Some endorsements, mate. Get some endorsements,
man. You know what I mean? But listen, it's good. It's good to have you both on the show. Not too sure whether Kofi's coming on. It's been a couple of weeks since he's been on, and certain mans in my comments, not in the live chat, are calling him out. You know what I mean? Only comes on when the man wins a game. We can't see him or whatever, but it is what it is. I'm sure he'll go back and read the comments and stuff like that. And and then you got certain mans on this chat, or should I say on the platform, calling out certain players in our Arsenal team, and there's certain people that don't like it too much. You know what I mean? Mr. J, say no more. But
listen, I'm not on here to cause any offence. I'm just giving my opinion. That's all I'm doing.
And that's what, at the end of the day, it is an opinion. It is an opinion at the end of the day. It is an opinion. And let's just quickly rattle through what we're gonna be speaking about. And obviously, the first topic we kind of touched on it, and I thought I'd put this in there. Club or country, what should footballers put first? And before we sort of kind of go into that, just saying about your player, Starboy, Mano, looking good. And is he going to be a generational talent? 18 years old. This guy is playing like a season. Listen, when that's a season pro, looks like he's, he's just so calm on the ball. From what I saw of him in the second game, I saw the first half, even though it was Northgate ball that was going on there. But he stood out. What's his name up front? What's his name?
Tony.
Ivan Toney. And who was the other player that stood out for me who played?
Well, obviously Jude.
Jude, obviously getting that late equaliser. But
it's just his play though. It's just his play.
Yeah. So talk to me about Mano, and some people are saying that he's been overgassed. He might be overused. I know D, you had a bit of concern about him being picked for the England side. Listen, it's a dream to start for the senior side. You know what I mean? So
he was there as well, Norm. I didn't realise he was actually already there with the under 21s. So it was an easy transition. He didn't have to get down to wherever they are, Lillishore or wherever they are now. I'm trying to think, because we used to go to Lillishore for our England training camp for the basketball, and I'm sure they use the same facility. It's a massive facility that they got down there, Shropshire, around that way. So so he was there with the 21, so it was an easy pick the phone up and call him and say, coming over to the big man squad team. So fair play to the kid. You know what? At the end of the day, he keeps his 10 toes down and he gets on with it. And that's just my concern is for us, because I think that we're overplaying him. That's why I didn't really want him at England, because after what Sir Jim said about the we're going to be Champions League or bust because of our FFP. So if he's a key player, you need him to get a break in these 2 weeks, and unfortunately he hasn't got one. But fair play, he felt the need to take the cap, so I'm not knocking that. He's got 2 caps. Obviously, the Brazil he lost and he didn't start, and then I didn't watch the Belgium, but 2-2.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Brazil game. I
watched. Obviously, I watched the Brazil game because
that's why you're done in the shirt right now.
But I have to let man know that even this is what I said to Sheena. England will blink first, and Brazil will get a sneaky one. So said, so done. So because we were playing, it was weird, like the false nine thing again. I don't like get Richarlison fit or get another striker to compete with him, and it looks a little bit disjointed at times, but like you say, whoever blinks first, and it was England. So I was happy for that win. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as I say, a lot of people obviously criticising, both fixtures. And you ask yourself, does it kind of bode well, England going into Europe? I mean, listen, some people say we should be beating Brazil with the quality of players that we got.
Yeah,
but obviously, the factor in this is Northgate, isn't it? Because he's just not playing this expansive football that we all want to see, and obviously this might possibly be his last tournament. Does he go on and win this with these set of players, or is it going to be same old?
I think they'll go far. I think they'll probably go far, but Southgate football. I mean, I don't watch England games really until it's probably a tournament. Cause they're boring.
Yeah.
But I only watch, definitely friendlies. I don't watch, but I only watched this one because Mamie was starting. And selfishly, I just wanted to see how he would play.
Yeah.
And to be honest, most of the game, England had the ball most of the time. But
yeah. I mean, looking at the stats,
it's boring though. It's actually quite boring. But I think just going back to your original point, I think is it club versus country row. Well, what you've seen it already, like this business end of the season, you've seen everybody pulling out. Everybody who counts is pulling out.
Well, really. I mean, Gareth Southgate came out and said he's not seeing so many injuries. Now whether these injuries are genuine or not, because obviously we've got a number of players that didn't show up.
But this is the business end of the season, though. You've got Arsenal players, Man City players, Liverpool players competing for all these top honours.
Yeah.
Right, it annoys me that I'm actually saying this, and I can't even include my own team in that. You've got these guys competing for top honours, and you've got these 2 games it's not even a qualifier; it's a friendly.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Is it necessary these friendlies? Because
I've got 60 caps. I've got 60 caps. What the hell do I need to go there and worry about that for?
Yeah.
For Mainu, it's a different mindset, isn't it? I'm getting a debut. I'm playing.
That's right.
It's a different mindset.
He's
a young guy. He just wants to play. He just wants to play football all the time.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I was watching. I listened to Ian Wright speak about this on the overlap, and he said from they were playing that March friendly was always what are we doing here? He said play it at the end of January, or just allow it. And he said I get with the tournament coming up. He needs to see, but this manager already knows who he's going to start if they're fit. So it's just a case of who are the add-ons in that squad. His first 11 is not going to change unless someone drops off a cliff or gets a bad injury.
Yeah.
But what's his first 11? What's the midfield in that first 11?
Yeah.
Who is that midfield?
It's gonna be what? Declan. Jude, and
maybe what's his name there?
So you got Saka one side.
Yeah, you got
the other side. I think the left hand side is a bit open.
Foden?
Yeah, Foden.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think on form. I think he'll start Foden. So I think
form for sure.
If he goes 4-3-3, he'll have Foden, Kane, Saka. He's going to go with Stones and Harry at the back.
Yeah.
And then 2 centre backs. The 2 right backs. He's banking on Luke Shaw getting fit.
He ain't got no choice because he's got nobody else.
Exactly. So Luke Shaw on the left.
His name yesterday was awful.
Awful, yeah.
Who's that?
Left back yesterday.
Chilwell.
Chilwell.
I'll tell you what else was awful. That dunk.
Oh my God!
How was he?
I didn't understand it.
Why did Braithwaite at any point come on in any of those games?
This is what I was saying during that game, Norm. Why would you take this young kid, right, who is clearly a better footballer than Dunk?
You can see he's not. You look at him. Yeah. He on both games that he's played, he's panicked. He just looks like a fish out of water. What you want?
It's a level too high, isn't it?
The 2 goals England conceded yesterday were both errors. One from Pickford, one from Dunk.
Yeah, but I don't know why he's gone to ground. He's got the ground, and then I'm not going to lie though, with the outside of his boot, the assist. I was like, jeez.
No, the Lukaku cross. Yeah, I was just cussing him out as well, and then he whips that cross in, and I was like,
bully beef.
Big up Paul Dad's Army. Go on, sub to this channel. Great show. I was watching him last night. Yeah. He did a watch along. England weren't all that brilliant, but it is what it is, man. So we're just discussing basically the way they played last night, and weren't too happy. Only maybe 2 or 3 people came out with flowers, but the rest, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But yeah. So going back to you saying, Jay,
yeah. So I just think that these guys, looking at this team that he might play, to me, that the way that midfield was set up yesterday worked really well with Jude playing in the number 10.
Yeah.
Then you had Kobe and Declan, and they seem to work really well together.
Yeah.
I don't think he's bold enough to do it because he'll probably bring somebody like Henderson in.
Henderson, exactly. I'm about to say that.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
And the thing is, he more than likely to, and I think this is why Henderson left where he was, just so that the England manager sees that he's serious about still staying in the England pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think he would have just stayed because he was, they're paying him.
I mean, he would have had a conversation.
Yeah,
with Southgate.
Exactly. So
and the fact.
That's why I was saying he's stuck in his way. Even Pickford, I would go in another direction. I wouldn't start him. He's just.
It's like listen, Ramsdale. All right, I know Ramsdale's not getting a look in at Arsenal, but just give him a try. As I said, it's only friendly. Just give him a look in. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Because I'm actually playing another goalkeeper for both of them friendlies now, just to see my options. To say, what? I know what he can do. I know what he's prone to doing as well.
But that is the problem with Southgate. He's too predictable. He's too predictable, man. And as you say, Jay, the first 11. That first 11 is. That's why I'm saying. Okay, he's picked Ivan Toney, and he's picked Bowen and all them guys. But who's going to start up front. The only reason why Ivan Toney's got to look at is because Harry Kane is injured. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But do you know what? The Harry Kane one, right? I've got no problem with that. Right? To be
it's
Harry Kane starting. How can you argue with Harry Kane, right? His goal record.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What even for England is brilliant. His goal, what he's doing in Bayern is great. I can't argue with the Harry Kane part, right? And that's the problem with the modern day game, really, because you only really have one number 9 now.
Yeah.
It's not like back in the day.
Back in the 4-4-2 system.
And sometimes I wonder in a tournament, would you switch it up and go 4-4-2 just to be a bit old school and see what that does? Because if you look at a lot of the teams, they either go with the back five or they go with the 4-3-3. It's still very predictable. Like, no one goes to 2 strikers very rarely now. It's the inverted wingers. So
only when you're throwing people on.
For me, I'm like, in a game where you're throwing the kitchen sink at it, play 2 strikers and see what happens. See if they can complement each other. But I think now it's like almost like there's a pressure not to do that because it's that's what they were doing in the 70s or 80s or whatever. But I'm like, teams won big tournaments playing 4-4-2.
Absolutely.
But it's like it's just out the window because of this modern inverted wingers, inverted fullbacks.
Out of fashion, man. It's basically out of fashion.
Exactly. Yeah.
And, you've only got to look at your team back in the day when you was playing with Cole.
We always played with 2 strikers.
And you know what I mean? And the goals that you scored, it just ridiculous. And the mad thing about it is that you then bring another player off the bench,
right,
to replace him. It's not like, I'm going to play him as an inside forward or whatever. No, it's 2 people playing up front.
Yeah,
it's got the defenders got to think a little bit more now. Do you know what I mean?
One goes long, one comes short. That's all it was. One went long, one came short.
And that's why we always had 4 or 5 strikers in the rotation.
Yeah,
we always had that. And even you guys, when you think about it, Norms, even you guys under Wenger had at least 3 or 4 strikers to pick from.
Well, when you think about it, if you look at the modern games, especially in the Premier League, how many teams I mean, like Man United, you've got one out-and-out striker, which is Højlund.
No, you've got one.
One.
We haven't got one. we haven't got an out-and-out striker because I don't think Jesus is an out-and-out striker. Yeah, I think he's a left inside or right inside forward, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Haaland, they've just figured out that he's a good false 9. I mean, he's done well for Germany, scored for Germany in the friendlies, and everybody's bringing him up. Do you know what I mean? Dad's Army say, would you take Mourinho as a manager for England?
Do you know what? Mourinho, his style of play isn't great. He'd probably win them a tournament.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Players.
Yeah.
They got good. If England wanted to win a tournament, I mean, according to him, where did I watch him? He was interviewing him.
Yeah, big up geezer, mate. Say, bro.
Yes, Tom.
Yeah, buddy. He said that he'd been approached for England a couple of times. It was Rio Ferdinand, I think, was doing something with him.
Yeah.
And he said he'd been approached.
Yeah.
For England. But he'd win England a tournament. So if it's about winning,
then yes.
But I know a lot of people say that he plays fossil football and whatnot. But if you think about when he was managing Chelsea, I think they
were scoring goals, mate.
They were scoring goals, and they were a hard team to break down because they literally had the back. They had good football.
Really hard.
They had a good midfield. They had good defenders, and they had good strikers.
And he always goes with a big striker as well, Norm.
Always goes with a big striker. He liked powerful players.
Physical strikers.
I think with Mourinho, the teams, the more attacking teams, he will say, "Okay, come and break us down," or if he went away. Yeah. But at home, he'd be more expansive. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Whereas Gareth Southgate is just Gareth Southgate.
The thing about England is they'll be very, very well organised under Mourinho. Yeah. They'll be very hard to break down, because you look at it, apart from really that left back spot, they've got good options in most places.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think because yesterday I noticed that when John Stones went off injured, they switched to 3 at the back.
Yeah. So it was.
That's always his default, though, Jay, isn't it?
Yeah. That is his default. That is his default. That is his default.
It is.
Yeah. That is his default. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
I didn't like them defensively yesterday. I thought there was a shambles.
Literally, as I said, I watched the first half. I was listening to Dad's Army's commentary, so I was kind of like, because I was in between doing things. So gave a good commentary about the whole thing, and literally, as I said, we had all the ball. We had more the ball. We made more passes.
Yeah,
but it was just in that final third. I think Foden was a little bit wasteful. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people.
But he's used to good systems, though, Norm.
That's what I'm saying.
He's used to playing in good systems, Norm.
Right, and I don't think England have a system. That is the thing, because play for Pep. Yeah. It's like Arsenal. We play a system. So our teams will look good in that system. I mean, listen, Declan Rice he was okay. He captained the team for the first time. I think England team for the first time. Yeah. But, a lot of people are going to throw, Declan Rice, it was your first, well, it could have been a loss, but thankfully Jude saved that. But Declan Rice, what is quite strange is when you watch these players play for England, and then you look at their club football, it's like it's like there's 2 different levels. It's like they drop a level under Southgate. But do you know what I mean? And,
well, the thing is, Norm, you're not going to talk about Southgate in the same breath as Pep, are you? Let's be honest.
No.
And that's your problem. In the same breath of Klopp, that's your problem. That he gets these players. I mean, if you think about it, Jay, it was only Kobe and because Luke Shaw's injured, it was only Kobe and Rashford, like 2 players out United, and if you look at it back in the day, Slabhead, I forget about him. Yeah, okay, 3. So in theory, if Luke Shaw is fit, there'd be maybe 3 or 4 Man United players in there, and so all that squad is made up of pretty much all the top 6 teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like currently, because you got Ollie Watkins there as well for his Villa form, but you just think you can't have this kind of, because I actually think this squad is probably is big. Like after the first 11, they got better options than what that Beckham Gerrard squad had, as in off the bench. And so it for me, like for England, it's semi-finals or bust. And I wouldn't renew his contract until he gets them to a semi-final. But
I think he probably will. I think they probably will, Dean. But the problem
with
Southgate is he's just tactically, he's just not up there.
It's not. It's not. It's the football is drab. The football is absolutely drab. How's he managing this great? And this is the point, Tom. These are look at it. I don't know. Who was it last week? I think it was Ez was saying.
Yeah, he broke it down, didn't he?
He broke it down. How many £100 million players you got in that squad?
In that squad, right? Mad.
We're playing at home. 2 home games, yeah. And Brazil, they came, turned us over. At one point, it could have been a bit of an embarrassment because when you look at the Belgium side, they're kind of team that they just always never ever get over the over the line. And, they didn't have the likes of De Bruyne in there. He was out injured or recovering from injury and that. You should be beating this side. You know what I'm trying to say? You should be beating Belgium at home. So listen, when the tournament football comes, maybe England will turn it on and that. But at the moment, I mean, listen, it looks like Southgate. Some people are saying that if he wins the tournament, he might hang up his gloves and say, right, let me take on a club team now, like someone like Man United.
Someone like you lot, Norm, because
no way.
No, I'll tell you what, I'll say that. Let me land on this one, Norm. if Arteta wins the league for Arsenal,
yeah,
he go in Barcelona, bruh, and you lot got a vacancy there, man. In comes Northeast Westgate.
No way, absolutely no way.
All right, no.
I mean, for the first time,
he'll get tempted.
I'd rather keep Arteta than bring Northgate. I'm sorry, mate. Absolutely no way. No.
I was thinking about the other day because I think if he gets Arsenal over the line, Barcelona may come knocking, mate. And that's a problem. Well, he'll be tempted to go to Spain. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's not knocking Arsenal. But if he wins on one after 20 years now, and then Barcelona say, listen, brother, open checkbook, we're figuring some stuff out. We're going to sell some more land and have some more weddings at the old stadium, and you can have some peace to spend. He may be tempted to go back to Spain now.
Well, listen, we'll have to just wait and see.
You know what?
We'll have to wait.
But I don't want him anywhere near my club, no, man. I agree with you.
No, I mean, but listen, you've got like a number of like managers lined up: Nagelsmann, De Zerbi, what's the other, Potter? What's that guy from? What's the Sporting Lisbon manager? I can't remember his name. He's doing quite well with Sporting Lisbon.
They're not sacking him.
But Jason, this is what I read today, and this was a wild one. The Wolves manager.
Yeah.
O'Neill.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about the other guy, the previous manager.
That was a weird article, though.
But it wasn't about being a manager. It was about being the first team coach. And I went, what? You're going to leave the manager's role to become a first team coach at United?
That's exactly what I say. It's a weird article, that.
Yeah, and I was like, wait, what's that? Like he's been like they put the feelers out on him. Like, we're not offering you the boss's job, but you will be the first team coach. And I thought it only come for the money. Not just that, but it's United as well. But if you're the main man, you're going to become the second man.
He's doing an all right job. He's doing an all right job with Wolves. He's doing. I mean, listen, I felt sorry for him when he got sacked from Bournemouth, but he's doing a fantastic job.
Yeah. I think that was shady, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think he's doing an absolutely great job with, But I mean, as I said, when it comes down to this club and country argument, and as I said, we're coming into the business end of the season, and as I said, you've got players now. John Stones came, I think, apparently he had an abductor problem, so there's a possibility that he could miss the game
against you guys.
Yeah, you've got Akanji, he pulled out. I think he plays for Sweden. You've got who else is there? Walker. But I think, listen, we'll come Sunday, we'll see when everybody plays their cards.
We'll see. We'll see. It turns up, isn't it?
Go on.
Can I ask a quick question? Just going back to England. It's really like none of you might not even care, but just wondering, what's you guys' thoughts on the fact that Nike changed the cross of St. George to that colourful thing?
Yeah, you saw that on the back of the collar.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not an England fan in any way, but I don't understand why you would. I've never seen a flag colour changed.
Yeah,
that's bizarre.
If you saw it on Twitter, like the hardcore England fans were going nuts.
Yeah,
they were fuming. So I don't know whether they sold many of them shirts.
I don't blame them. When do you see a flag colour change?
Because if it's St. George's, there has to be a white background there.
Yeah,
simple as that. So we always got to start with a white background.
Well, it's all these woke designers, isn't it? So,
but when you change the colour of a flag, it doesn't mean the same thing anymore.
Right, but Jason,
it's
somebody
not recognised as the thing.
Yeah, someone at the FA
you see
that shirt.
Stripes, America. You see,
exactly.
Like if you start changing the colours, it doesn't.
Can you imagine if they tried to do that with the Jamaica thing? Jeez, what?
Can you imagine the Americans? Can you imagine the Americans?
Yeah, if you mess with
World War III, mate.
But if you look at that, Jay, somebody at the FA had to have given that the nod, my guy, before they went to production.
Yeah, obviously.
That means someone sat on a computer, looked at the designs from Nike, and tick the box off. Whether it was an error or what, but so someone should get fired for that. Because I don't think Nike would have just gone and done that off their own steam. Somebody they've sent the prototypes over there.
Prove it.
And someone from the FA committee has sat there and said, right, these are the designs Nike has come out for us. And about the one out of the nose and said, tick that one, tick that one. Turn it back. Oh yeah, tick that one. So they're rather absent-minded, or they didn't really care, which is even worse.
But then when you made an error, just say you've made an error. Like, don't double down on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because the St. George's flag is the St. George's flag norms.
It's as simple as that, yeah.
There's no variation of the St. George's flag.
It's just
because at first I was trying to wonder what they've done to it. I was thinking, have they made it like a pride flag or something? But it doesn't even look like that.
No. So, no idea, mate. It was just it's what it is. As Lee Gunner would say, it's all rainbows and unicorns. Whatever you want to call it. I'll say no more on that one. But yeah, it is what it is. But it's crazy, absolutely crazy. Just keep it as is. Why you're changing it up, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You obviously didn't make them play any better, so so it is what it is. But listen, let's just quickly move on. I just want to touch on this one, Jay. And this is I never like to see players break down, especially when it comes to their skin color. Now, you know where I'm going with this one. Vinicius Jr. In a press conference leading up to the game against England. And they asked him, how are you dealing, with, racism in Spain? And, it is quite bad out there. But he's one, has come out and said, he started talking and then literally just broke down. So you can imagine how much it's affected him. Do you know what I mean? Him, possibly his family and that. But he's saying that he's not going to let these guys drive him out. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, they're going to win this and he ain't going to let that happen. But he said he's finding it really difficult. Do you know what I mean? Because you want to go there and just play your football. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all bleed the same color blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's just a bit of a shame that when he was talking, obviously he got a round of applause. Because obviously he was quite emotional about the whole thing. But just quickly, guys, what were your thoughts on that whole thing? And it shouldn't be in this day and age. It shouldn't be happening in this day and age, but it is there.
Well, it's in society. If it's in society, it's in football. That's the problem, right? So it's always going to be in football because it's still in society. But I mean, the thing about it is, for me, it just always feels like the Spanish FA and La Liga, whoever it is, they never seem to take it seriously enough. It always seems to be. I mean, I remember from back in the day when who's the Arsenal winger? Reyes. Antonio Reyes, right? I don't know if you remember when the Spain coach was in some training session and he was having a go at him, trying to motivate him. And he was like, remember, you ain't playing with that effing nigger anymore. Like talking about Henry.
Was that what manager that? Was that the I can see. I think I know which one. It was the older one. It was the older one. Yeah, old school. Yeah. It
was the older one.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
Nothing happened to him.
No.
This man didn't lose his job, and this is. This was going back a few years, but even then, it just doesn't look like they take really hard lines.
Nope.
On this sort of stuff. And I think and then even with the press applauding him, don't get me wrong, of course it's not everyone, but the press themselves, they don't help the situation because they'll write the story about the guy. Oh, look at him crying! Look how sad it is. But they'll also write the story that show racial bias.
Right?
Racial bias stories. Portraying a black person completely different than they portray a white player or something like that, and they perpetuate these sort of things constantly.
Yeah, and the thing is, James, I remember years ago traveling with the missus to Italy and to Milan. We're in the Milan Square where they got all the flagship stores, and there was African nation immigrants on each corner selling the fake stuff in the square. And so we've gone to the Prada because I always like to get myself out the belt or whatever. And when I come to the door, the way the woman looked at me initially, I was like, "Oh, this is a problem, Sheen." And then when I came in and she heard the English accent,
you're fine, isn't
it? The whole attitude changed. And this was a while back. This was a while back.
Yeah.
And China said to me, God, that was a little bit off, wasn't it? I said, yeah, until we spoke. And she goes, yeah, but that's not good enough, though. I was like, I know, but you felt it like, I wasn't sure they were going to let us in because they were literally doing a ring the doorbell and they come and let you into the Prada store because, you know, the flagship. And then, and once we were in there, they literally got every size 16 and brought to me, like cold drink, all of it upstairs. Man gave me his card saying, and she never said, man, the moment you spoke and they went, he's from London. You're always from London, no matter where you're born.
Yeah.
I should have said it shouldn't have taken for you to speak and ask what sizes you carry, but suddenly everyone to go, and deal with you like a regular human being. And this was, I'm going to say, about 16, 17 years ago, Jay. So those things don't go away in those countries. And it's not nice. And sometimes we have to help ourselves as well. So if you come over and you get into a country like that, like, don't start selling fake goods in Milan Square. I mean, come on, man. You know what I mean? So, because every black tourist was getting painted with the brush of what these immigrants were doing.
Right.
Until you spoke. Because we met an American couple and they were saying a similar thing, like, yeah, once we spoke and they went, oh my God, you're American. And same thing. And they're dealing with you properly. And I said,
Americans do it though. Americans do it though. You go to America,
they do.
And you're not African American. When they hear you speak, oh, you're British.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, and they love it.
Yeah,
can't do enough for it.
You're viewed completely different.
Different, yeah.
You are. Yeah. And so this undercurrent stuff, whether it's in your face or undercurrent, it's just there, ticking over.
What I didn't like here, I was obviously after all of this controversy and with, you know, in breaking down and everything, I was watching some compilations. They put up some compilations on a YouTube stream thing I was watching, and all the stuff that they showed was all Vinicius Jr. pushing people and having a go at people on the pitch. I thought to myself,
oh wow.
That's my point about the media.
Yeah.
That's my point.
You know what I mean?
They want to applaud.
It's like, and that's the thing about the media. They'll big you up. Once you get up there, mate, they'll find a way to bring you back down. And I'm just thinking, you've just interviewed these people, and then, you know, a day later, I'm seeing all these reels of Vinicius Jr. I've been red carded or putting hands on people. It's almost like to say, well, the reason why you're probably getting the abuse is because of this. So
it's definitely not. Yeah, it's definitely. It's definitely.
Why show that? You know what I mean? But this is what the media does. You know what I mean?
Because it's justifying norm. There's always a way where they try and justify that underhanded. You see it in the workplace, and it's weird how that dynamic, because when certain things need doing, they lean on us because we're reliable. Mm-hmm. But in the same breath, you hear the silly comments as well. Yeah. And you're like, "What? Am I reliable or am I this silly comment?" Yeah. And it's like, all right, leave that. You know what I mean? It's a very, very thin line, and sometimes that line is so thin that it doesn't really, it's just blurry. It doesn't really exist. So, So
that's it. I mean, listen, look. All Vinny can do, and all those players, those black players, you hear it from John Barnes and all those guys what they had to go through in the 80s, early 80s, the 70s. They kind of paved the way. So there's a lot more, black players now playing now than back then. Yeah. So you can imagine what they were going through and the stuff that they had to face. From I think it was Everton. They didn't even want a black player or Liverpool to play for them. Do you know what I mean? It was just mad.
Burnley. Burnley was like, you're like,
bit mad, yeah.
And if you've ever been up there, I went up there with Telecom back in the day to work. Lord of mercy, bro. It was like,
it was 2 years ago, just before they got relegated, they never had a player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were there, man. Because me and one of my guys, Jay, bodybuilder, this guy made me look anemic, right? When me and Jay jumped out the van, right? Man, Jay said, bro, he's going to kick off. That's all he said to me. I said, bro, just chill, man. We just got here. And I said to my boss, we're not going back to do no storm damage in Burnley, It's calm. We went for a week and said, we're good. We came back to London. We're like, nah, I like that. And then we go Glasgow, all the places, never really have that problem.
Yeah.
Burnley. So I'm sorry for any Burnley fans around here, but
I remember Chile. I remember Chile was saying that when he went up there, bro. He said, "Bro, he couldn't wait to get back, mate. He was just mad. It was absolutely crazy."
Mad,
but listen, as I said, all these guys can do is just let their football do the talking, and just hope that the authorities. You just hope that the authorities will, because finding a team, these thousands of or millions of whatever. It still ain't going to stop it.
Nah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Most teams can afford them.
Maybe they need to sort of fining them with points or something like that. Maybe that would be. But why should you have to do that? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Why should you have to do that? You know what I mean? But it is what it
is.
Later, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, pretty much that is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you clamp down on them, not just financially. You put them in the relegation zone and see if they don't get that underhand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because no one wants to get out of the top leagues in their countries.
Financial, 10 grand here, whatever.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
It ain't doing nothing.
Pocket change.
It ain't doing nothing. But there's a long way to go. There's taking a knee and all of that. It's just token gesture at the end of the day. I think after a while, some of the black players said, "What's the point? It ain't going to make no difference." You know what I'm saying? So there has to be a lot more done. At grassroots levels all the way up, has to be tackled on that, and we may see something change, but it ain't coming too soon. So we'll see what happens. And I'm conscious of Jason needs to go out, but before you do go, Jason, I want to just ask you, and this question, and this is Trent Darby, or I could call him Trent Darby.
Trent Darby.
It's
Alexander
Trent. Will he give up the cold northwest to go and have some fun in the sun? That's a question for you guys. Yeah. Will he give up because
what? If I was him, I'd do it. I think this generation of players is changing.
Yeah.
You're finding that there's a lot more players now going abroad. Yeah.
I mean, look at Jude. When have you ever seen a British player as a teenager go and play for Real Madrid?
And he's banging it out there, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he's the man, isn't he? Man's turning up in Real Madrid going like this.
Yeah, his chest just like, I'm here. Yeah, he's letting you know that he's here. Yeah.
I think Trent, the league isn't as competitive. It's not as fast. With that delivery Trent's got is
unbelievable. I mean, look,
unbelievable, man.
He's got like a year left on his contract. There's not been there's not been any.
Wow.
There's a number of players.
That's what we do now at Old Trafford.
No,
let our good players get down to a year.
No, but when you think about it, with Klopp going,
I'm about to say that.
He might say to himself, you know what? Let me try something new.
He's a Liverpool lad, though, isn't he?
He's a Liverpool lad. But look, McManaman, he went, did he? McManaman went, did he?
So
okay. Can I? I don't know. Let me just see. I don't know whether Kofi thing, but I'm just gonna read something, Kofi, because I know you're on the thing. So I just want to read. Where is it? I just want to read this.
Trent stays the Liverpool captain.
All right, Kof. This one is for you. If you get a chance,
he's gonna bounce.
If you get a chance, Kof, read the comments in the last show we did. I think it was last week or the week before, right? And it was a show when it was me, Big D, and Ez was on. I think it was last week actually. And this was in the comments, not in the chat, Kofi. This was in the comments. So it says this, right? It goes, Kofi Klopp is a typical Liverpool fan. When they is one of the first to jump on, when they win, he's one of the first to jump on the live stream and run his mouth. Yeah. But when they lose, he's a no-show. Big up to Big D, a true Man United fan who isn't afraid to take this punishment when things are not going well and still be honourable in victory. So, Kof, that's just one out to you, bro. I hope you can take that and have it for food for thought. So when you
I'll tell you what, Norm, you see, after that win, I didn't bait. I only baited on the show. I didn't bait no one on none of the platforms. I just left it to see who was going to call me and say, "Yeah, D, listen, man." I think Del Grady, he put something in our other chat. After that, not one Liverpool fan said, "Guys, you got us, man."
Yeah,
that's why I said I'm going to wait to the show and run my gums on the show. But I didn't do it on WhatsApp. I didn't gloat on nothing because I know it's just one result. from an average season for us in the sense of we haven't done what we're supposed to do. So I was like, I'm taking that Liverpool result, but all my family members and all that Liverpool fans, no one came at me and said, "Yo, D, you got it, bro." Nothing. It was dead, Jay. It's like I didn't exist. And I was like,
I don't. You know, though, I'm one of these fans, right? To be honest, we beat Arsenal, whatever. We beat Liverpool. I don't phone nobody. I'm glorying in the moment. I'm looking at all the clips. I'm talking to my Man United fans, loving it. I ain't got time to laugh at you.
Yeah. But the moment Liverpool beat us, my phone is like, Sheena was like, just put that thing on silence, bro. That's how mad my phone is. Every time Liverpool beat us,
that's how it always is. That's how it always is.
And I
my
just
phone starts blowing up if Arsenal beat us. All Arsenal fans are blowing off my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what?
Come on, man. Yeah, I just said, nah, it's cool, man. I'm gonna back, like you said, Jason. I'm basked in the win, and I said, I'll run some joke when I come onto Nomski TV. I'll run some joke. But I just left it.
But just saying that though, I mean, just going back to the Trent thing. Do you think he should go out there and try and have a challenge out there? And as I said,
if he wants to.
It's definitely worth a lot for him, Norm.
Yeah,
I think he has the skill set to fit into that team quite well.
If they're going to pay him as well, go out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, they are sniffing around him. And as I said, the club has not spoken to him about his contract situation, nor is he in any rush to talk about his contract situation. I suppose what he might look at is who's likely to come in. You know, you got Alonso, you got Zerbi. Who's the other manager that they're linked with? There was another manager. I can't remember who the other manager is, but the chances are Alonso might end up being at Bayern Munich anyway.
Right. But he's won all the domestics with Liverpool plus the Champions League. So it's only the Europa League that he hasn't won, and he could win.
And if he wins that, he might.
He's won all five.
I've won all five. Yeah, exactly. I'm well decorated. Let me now go to Real Madrid, win a couple more Champions Leagues, and as you said, Jay, he's got a fantastic delivery on him. Do you know what I mean?
They love that out there. They love that.
This is what I would say, and what Colby said. I think the captain's armband and a bumper wage may convince him to stay at Liverpool. Right. Just to if he's a local lad to captain Liverpool, and if they put him on Salah money. Then maybe, you know what I mean? But I think
Salah's the captain now, isn't he?
Is it Salah?
Who's the captain? No, Van Dijk. Sorry,
Van Dijk. Yeah, Virgil. Yeah, so you put him on Virgil. Yeah, Virgil.
And even Virgil. I mean, even Virgil. He's not. He hasn't run down his contract, but he's got about a year left on his contract as well. So it really depends on who is going to come in and succeed Klopp. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be a hard guy to follow.
It's a hard sell, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, Postecoglou, he's a possibility, you know what I mean, that he could come in. I'm even hearing talks, and I don't know if you just read it. This is one from, I think it was from Bet365. And I know this is something that is dear to your heart, Jay, and if you could get them out of the league now, you would. And that's in 2025. Now, it could be just paper talk or whatever, but to 2025, it said that Pep Guardiola could possibly leave Man City due to the expulsions hanging over their head in 2025.
It's getting on my nose that it's taking so long. Like, why are they finding Forest and Everton twice? And
Leicester now. Leicester.
Leicester,
if they come up. Like, it's the joke, man.
So
it's unfair. That's what
it's making a mockery, isn't it?
And even the situation with Chelsea as well now, because they're in a little bit of a hole. They've got a big £200 million black hole in terms of money. If they don't make the Champions League, how are they going to fund signings and stuff like that? Not only as well, there's been some dealings with some offshore dealings under the Abramovich era as well. So there's some dodgy stuff going on there. So there's talk about expulsion from the league or massive points deduction or whatever, which will obviously end up them going down. So them and Man City have got a lot of stuff hanging over their heads, and they're just longing out for the Man City event. Do you know what I mean? They're longing out for the Man City thing.
You see that with Roman though, Norm?
Yeah.
Because the government got involved with the FA and basically said he needs to sell that club. Surely they can't go after stuff that Roman did.
No, you know what it is because you got to remember, right?
That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, if Ez was on the show tonight, I was going to say to Ez, which owner would you like? Because obviously with stuff now going on with the situation with Roman and stuff, that is dodgy dealings under Roman. Because apparently, what was the direct? Not she wasn't a director of football. What was her name?
The woman.
Yes. Apparently, she was getting some payments from offshore payments and stuff like that. So there was some dodgy dealings going on there. And so what happened is the Chelsea, current hierarchy, sort of highlighted to say there's some dodgy stuff.
I heard about this. Yeah.
So because obviously it's looking like there's going to be a situation where they themselves they're going to be affected by the PSR team because. They sold. All right, they bought a lot. They spent over £1 billion. Yeah, they're not likely not to make it into Europe. How are they going to now fund, signings and stuff like that for the following year? So straight away, some guy from the ex-Man City, some finance guy, or I don't think it's finance or whatever, was talking about that same situation to say that these guys are going to be in a lot of trouble come the following year where they're looking at a points deduction and stuff. So they've got this situation with Todd Bowley and they've got this situation with, the history of Abramovich and the dodgy dealings. So the Premier League are going to be looking into this. But as I say, Jay, it's frustrating because Man City, when is this? It's right now, it's just a bit of a joke. Man City 100% innocent, Chelsea guilty as sin. Well, we would get that from Chile. And again, I don't know why he's not on the show tonight. He didn't even put nothing in the chat to say he was going to even. I don't know what I'll go out with this boy now. I'm going to sack him. But anyway, Chile, the Thursday night. He's a Thursday night supporter. So obviously he's going to say Man
City supporter.
You know what I mean? But listen,
guys, I know you got my daughter's waiting for me.
Listen, take it easy, bro.
Pick up yourself, bro. We'll catch up.
Have a good rest of the show.
Yeah, man. Same to you, man. Take out, man. Bless. Yeah, respect to the man, them, and the chat.
Yes, Bruce
calls. How you doing, brother? Are you still sick, man? All right, listen. I may forgive you.
You got flu, Chili.
I'll give you a bell later, Chili. I was gonna ring you today, so I'll ring you on your personal. We'll have a little chat still. Got some things to tell you, but we'll talk a bit later. But yeah. So D, so this whole thing, this whole saga, with Man City and Chelsea. Bro, it's going to be interesting come next season and what the football authorities are going to do with these guys. Because at the end of the day, people want answers. And with all these, other stuff. Oh, right. I can imagine.
The flu, I must up, man.
Same with me, Chill. I picked up a lot better than I was a couple of days ago. Because I did, pick up a bit of the flu myself. But yeah, with all these things being pending, charges pending, on Forest. They're looking to try and appeal that, and then there's the situation again with Everton being charged again. Leicester coming up. Apparently they're gonna be charged, and it looks like.
So you see, with Leicester will only get charged if they come back up. If they win promotion,
but even if going into the new season, if they don't make it up, they're still going to end up getting charged anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's what
I think. So
I was wondering whether
I'm assuming. I don't
know if they got promoted back into the Premier League.
I don't know if there's anybody. I'm not too sure about that. I just thought, well, PSR rule just applies to regardless.
Yeah.
But it could
too many blurry lines
that,
as well, Norm.
Yeah, that's the problem, D. There is too many blurred lines. There's too many, and as I said last week, we won't have a situation here where people are appealing and waiting for those appeals to go through, and you could have a situation where a team goes down into the Championship only to find out, oh, actually, we've taken off the points, and now you can make it back. So the team that came up might have to end up
going back down again. Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean. So it just that's why I asked the question: is last week is PSR fit for purpose? Obviously not, because they want to replace it and get in line with what UEFA was doing as well, or Europe was doing. So we'll see how that all turns out with regards to that. But so this grey cloud hanging over Chelsea won't go away, even though Ez said last week that yes, they've got a number of players on the books because they've got to sell. Well, there's a hold of 200 million, and I know Ed's made a good point about we've got this player where the buyout clause, they have to buy. If they take it on loan, it's what's the name to buy. So it means that when the loan finishes, the obligation is that they have to pay the money. Whether they'll be able to raise enough money is a whole different ball game. Because there's a lot of stuff, as I said, hanging over their heads, and now you've got the situation, the historic stuff that's going on with Abramovich as well. So we'll see what's happening with their going on.
Yeah, the past sins, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But let's just quickly go into the last one because I say this show it's going to be a bit of a short one because I tell you when it comes to the international break, you're scouring around for content. So you're scouring around the news to see if there's anything of interest. You know what I mean? And I suppose what we got to really look at now is this weekend, massive weekend, where you've got games where where will the title go? Will us winning that game or losing that game, will that end up with more twists and turns regardless of the result? And I suppose there's a question I want to put to you and put to the chat.
It's too soon, isn't it, Norm?
Because it's like
this result is key.
Yeah.
But if that was like 3 games to go, then it'd be like, whoa. But yeah, with still 9. Some teams have got 10 still, haven't they? A few got 10. So with 9 and 10 games to go.
I think with Arsenal, Chelsea, I was going to say Chelsea. Bring Chelsea into that. Arsenal, Man City, and Liverpool. They've all. I think we've all played the same amount of games. Right. So this weekend is pivotal in the sense that, all right, Liverpool play before us. They play at home. Brighton. They play Brighton at home. Depending on what happens in that game, the likelihood is that Liverpool will probably win that game. Yeah. Brighton have got a half decent record there. So I mean, they could probably end up going up there, getting a draw. If they could sneak a win, that'd be fantastic. But then it puts more pressure now on the game on Super Sunday, where we go to the Etihad and we notoriously don't do well there. But can you imagine going to the Etihad, winning that game? If we win that game, does that change the aspects of the season going forward? Does that mean that Man City are out the race, Liverpool out the race, or as I said in our agenda tonight, is there going to be more twists and turns? And what are those twists and turns? I suppose that's what I want to ask you. What are those twists and turns?
Well, the thing is, there's never any harm going away to in a 3-horse race and beating whether it be Liverpool or Man City. I think psychologically and physically, that whole thing. So hurry up and go to man. Craig, he ain't coming, Craig. I think yourself, man. You man, we said it. Nah. But I look at that. If you guys go there and get a result, I think what it does, Norm, it forces Pep to tinker. This is what he does. I think if you guys go there and beat them, you're gonna see Pep just start doing some madness. Because I think like they'll always say they're not gonna talk about 4P and all this kind of stuff, but trust me, it's spoken about. They know they can make history here. So if Arsenal go there, then I think Arsenal go straight to that driving seat, because whenever you go away from home and get an unexpected result or unexpected result, then it flips. And I think that does change the dynamics. And then what you've got to hope, Norman, is no injuries, no silly suspensions to key players that keep that, like basically, he's got to keep that core 1 fit and 2 suspension free. Obviously, injuries, you can't really, nothing you can do about that, but you're not going to get, as long as they're not getting suspended for silly stuff, then I think in the mind games, beating City at the Etihad is huge. It will be huge for you guys.
I mean, listen, we've got key players coming back. Tommy Ashley and Partey played a game behind closed doors. Listen, we got slapped up by, I think it was QPR 4-0, but it was the under 21 side or under 18, whatever. Yeah. So I'm not going to look into that too much, but at least we've got options on the bench. Yeah. As I said, we're just hoping and praying that Martinelli, Saka, these guys, Gabriel Magalhaes, apparently he had an Achilles issue. This was before, but they pulled out before they even went. So I think with this 2-3 week break, they've had hopefully, listen, there's mind games going on because, as I said, you've got players dropping like flies, but are they really dropping like flies, or is it just a precaution to the precursory to the game coming up on the weekend? And
but just the financial implications of winning a title or winning the Champions League, like you're just not going to risk your best players over international friendlies. You're just not.
Yeah.
Not when you're paying all them big wages out as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I look at it and I say, listen, man, I feel a niggly, boss. I can't go today. I don't feel no weight. Because I want to win that Champions League or I want to win that title.
Yeah.
And that's it, because March is not acceptable for friendlies for me. It's just not.
Yeah.
Because I think every fan, because I actually forgot about it. Only when I'm looking at the app and I'm saying, right, internationals, I'm thinking, here we go. Because even us get a little bit of momentum, and then everyone's gone to play for that. Even Ericsson was playing big minutes.
I know. Yeah, as well. Man. Yeah, but the thing is as well, D, and just talking about international football, and look, we've got the Euros coming up this year, and the amount of football that's going to be played now, you're going to have some of those players, even the likes of, listen, even though Maino is young, if he ends up playing the rest of the games, and then the likelihood, do you think he will end up going to the Euros?
Yeah, I actually think he'll take him.
Right. Okay.
Now, because remember, England always do that, Norman. They always take kind of one wild card player. It's normally a young player.
Yeah.
So
do you know what? I wouldn't worry so much about Maino going.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he would get burnt out. And the reason why I say that is because you know what Southgate's going to do.
Yeah, that pecking order. He's going to be way down the pecking order.
He'll bring him. But the likes of Saka, the likes of Declan Rice, because remember, we've still got, if we still carry on playing in terms of the UEFA, and we're through to a quarterfinals, semi-finals next, the more extra games that we've got to play. Do you know what I mean? And then you play more friendlies, and then you go into the Euros, and then before you know it, the season's starting again.
Yep.
Where is the rest for these guys? Where is the rest for these guys? You know what I mean? All right, fair enough. They have now introduced this winter break, staggered it, so maybe that's worked out, and possibly that will help them a little bit, because before the winter break came, it was just, listen, all through Christmas, keep going, keep going.
Too much of it.
Yeah, so, I think, the weekend coming up, it's going to be, it's going to be interesting. As Kofi said, he thinks it might be 2 draws this weekend, which then that suits Arsenal, because we'll still be top of the league.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if we beat Man City, what you're basically saying, D, is that you think there'll still be more twists and turns.
Yeah, but if you win that, I just feel that mental edge is important, and I think Pep will. This is when you're going to see that whole Pep relay, because.
So are you saying? Are you saying then that if we win, do you think that we will sort of wilt under the pressure, because now all of a sudden now, where we was last season, all right, we was at the top of the league for 93% of the time, and then we bottled it. What you're saying is this if we beat Man City, we will go 4 points clear of them, right?
Yeah.
Does the pressure now come back on us? Because now all of a sudden it's like, whoa, or do you think that's the momentum to get us over the line?
No, I think it's the momentum, and I'll tell you why. I think Arteta won't want to make that mistake back-to-back seasons.
Second, yeah.
And so
he deserves to be sacked then.
Well, that's what some will say. No, not saying they will sack him, but I feel
he's not going to get sacked. But
I feel if he goes there, if he goes and beats City to go 4 points clear with the momentum, then after what happened last season, there's no reason for that to repeat itself.
Yeah.
And if it does, then there's bare question marks, isn't there?
When you look at City compared to last season, do you think City were better last season than they are this season?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, I think they were more consistent last season.
Right.
Because I think I said it on the show. You can't let Gundogan, Palmer, and Mahrez go all at the same time. I think it's a huge mistake. And Pep won't admit that as a mistake, but me looking in, I think that was a huge mistake. Because Gundogan, I thought, was their best player last season.
Right.
And then consistently showing up. And whenever you see them without Rodri, they look shaky without Rodri, Norms. City, who keep the ball and can literally just torment you with the way they keep the ball. But you take Rodri out of there, because they've proven that they can win without De Bruyne. Because they played most of the season without him. But when it comes to that consistency, Rodri is so key for them. And that's why I think going there and beating them with a Rodri in the side, regardless of De Bruyne plays or not, but with a Rodri and the on-form Foden, if you go there and beat them, go 4 points clear, I think Arteta knows psychologically he's got 1 foot over that line. Yeah. And then the rest of it is like you say, Arsenal mentality, composure.
Okay, so what if, with that situation, the flip side to that, or the opposite to that then, is if we go there and lose, all right, that means that Man City will be 2 points clear of us. And we're both on the same amount of games.
Same amount of games. 2
points our next game, now, this is where does the pressure tell? Because our next home game will be Luton at home. Now, we should be winning that game.
Right.
Because the way I look at it is, it's not like there's 3 games left. Yeah?
Yeah.
There's 9 games. So when I talk about twists and turns, what I'm saying, I know Craig earlier on said that we can't afford to go there and draw. A win is a win. What I'm trying to say is, because of the it sounds crazy. They're more inconsistent this season than they were last season.
Yeah, definitely.
Man City. So I'm saying, is there a chance that it's not a done deal that it's going to be City getting the 4P or the Klopp convention, you know what I mean, of, you know, his last season and whatnot? Because obviously the chances are Klopp will probably win that home game because they play before us. So the pressure now falls on us. Because if Klopp wins, he will go 3 points clear of us because we're on the same amount of points. I think what's a little bit of a saving grace for us is that we've got that goal difference as well.
Yeah.
So that might come into play. Do you know what I'm sort of saying? So I'm saying with the runnings, I think Liverpool, out of the 3 of us, have probably got the easier running.
Right. Because
it's Man City, then it's us.
But even if you look at Haaland, he's had so many inconsistent performances for City.
Even though he's still the top goal scorer, but
he's scored him. He set himself such a reach last season that if City scored 4 goals and he don't score, you go, how?
What's going on? Yeah,
how did he not scored? You know what I mean? And that's happened a few times this season where.
Yeah, he missed a penalty. He missed even that was a friendly. He missed a penalty.
Yeah, that's right. I saw that.
He missed a penalty.
And I said, what happened to this guy here? I think he's overthinking his role. And I think when he was injured, they actually looked a little bit. I think they looked a bit more fluid without him, which is a wild thing to say.
Yeah.
And then when he came back, they were almost like playing around him, and I was like, what is this? Like, you got Haaland there, but it's almost like they got so used to playing without him. When he was injured, coming back, it's taking him a while to kind of get himself, I'm here, guys, I'm back. Push them balls through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's been interesting to watch that.
Yeah.
And I suppose that shows you, like, if Pep does get him back on track in terms of his consistency, then you don't bet against City either. But I just think you going there and beating them, I think is huge, For the momentum.
Yeah,
and Pep won't like that, and I think when that happens, you see him start to rotate a bit too much,
and probably as Kofi says, probably now start the mind games. You know, like you remember back in the day, Fergie was brilliant at that. You only got to look at the situation when Kevin Keegan was 12 points clear. But I would love it. I would just love it, and
it's funny because I was watching.
The rest is history.
I was watching Les Ferdinand on the overlap.
Yeah.
And he was speaking about it.
Yeah.
And he was saying that when he did it, he said that it didn't really affect the players because when they came to training, they were almost mimicking that, saying, I'd love it. Like the players were saying it. So he goes, it wasn't really a negative on them, but he said it was just certain things clicked.
Yeah.
And he said he knew. couple of performances where I think they lost to Leeds and someone else, and he went,
That's right.
Yeah. They got us, and he got in their heads.
And Liverpool, they lost to Liverpool. Do you remember? It was Collymore. It was end to end. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. Yeah, no, absolutely crazy. But I mean,
he's done a very good interview, on the overlap. Les Ferdinand, very good interview. Obviously, spoke about England career or lack of it, and all that kind of stuff as well. Very interesting stuff. Okay. Plus, his director of football role at QPR as well. And
QPR, right? Okay.
Yeah, and
is he an ambassador for? He's not an ambassador for Spurs or anything like that, is he?
I'm not sure, but he's left the QPR role now.
Okay.
He said it became too toxic. Not necessarily with the owners, but with the fan base and all that.
Oh wow!
So he said that he doesn't do social media, but his family does, and it was just too much stuff that his kids and all that was reading and just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And so he said that the owners didn't want him to go. They felt like he'd done a very good job at QPR, but certain dynamics and what have you. And he's going through how their process for hiring all that kind of stuff. But very good interview. But he spoke about that pressure where he said Keegan probably needed to do it, but then probably didn't at the same time. But he said he didn't think Keegan doing that really affected the players.
Okay,
they just had some off performances, and then it just started to spiral. And before you knew it, United were on them, and he was like.
I think Keegan felt the pressure more.
Yeah, he probably did, but he said the players they were just kind of everyone came in with I'd love it if I beat you, and there was a bit of a banter thing about it rather than oh my god I can't believe Kev did that. He went on did that and shows, but then Ian Wright said it showed a weakness. That's what Ian Wright said to Les. He went him doing that showed that Fergie got in his head. Yeah. He should have never done that. And I was like, I hear what Ian Wright's saying as well.
Kofi saying whoever gets their game played first as a mental edge.
Mental edge, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does put. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this season, Arsenal, whenever we was called upon, apart from that dodgy period that we had,
just before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, just before Christmas.
Yeah.
And then literally in 2024, we have not lost a game.
You've been solid, yeah.
We've been solid, and I think that bodes well for us going to the Etihad. I mean, listen, Gabriel, Magalhaes, and Saliba, top guys. We've got the best, defensive record. We've got the most goals scored, and if Gabriel, I mean, I remember when City came to the Emirates, and Saliba had him basically in his back pocket. I remember there was one in that game where he bodied him, and my man's. I mean, listen, Haaland's a big bloke, and for my man to bounce off of him, I was like, whoa. So what needs to happen is that we don't want to go gun ho, because one thing about Man City, they're very good at keeping the ball. Yeah. The thing here is, you're hearing about all these injuries now. There's a possibility that John Stones might not play because of this abductor thing. Walker limped out, but again. I think come Sunday when they name the teams, I'm sure we're not going to get any shocks. No. It's gonna be interesting, but I think Sunday is pivotal. But because there's still 9 games left, or after that it will be 8 games left. 8 games, I still think there's some twists and turns, but I would probably give. Well, it's hard to say. Would it be advantage Liverpool? Because if they win their game before us and we lose or we draw, is it advantage Liverpool? You know what I'm trying to say? Because then if you're looking at it, I mean, listen, there's 1 point separating
the three of us.
First, second, literally 1 point.
And it's literally whoever blinks first that shouldn't blink.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because the thing is, Norms, this still could go to the last game. I think every neutral that is chasing that 3-horse race wants it to go to the last game of the season. I don't think you guys.
And it might be that the goal difference might see us over the line. It might.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
and that's been key.
Some people say it's probably better to lose a game rather than draw a couple of games. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So we'll see what happens. I think. Listen, if Arsenal go on, beat Man City. It's 9 games. Can we go on a 9-game? I know Man City could do it, but can Arsenal do it? Yeah. Now we've at the start of the season we've won 8 games on the bounce straight. albeit some against some, inferior things, but you've got to beat what's in front of you. We've got that mentality, and Arteta has got to get into these players' heads. Listen, this is our chance. Yeah, we've not gone to the Etihad and won. The last time we did that was back in 2013, 14, something like that. Right. So our record up there is absolutely terrible. And then last season we went up there, got spanked. I think it was 4-1.
See.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. But this year, I think we're more mentally prepared. And look, as long as
plus it's Pep as well. I think beating Pep, what that does for Arteta and his mindset, beating Pep is huge. Because Arteta takes everything personal, and I get it. You know what I mean. But if he goes there and does a number on Pep, trust me, he'll feel like, all right, like because he's only worried about Liverpool after that. I don't think he's worried about anybody else. Let's be honest.
Do you think it'd be a nice scoring game? Or
I think it'd be cagey, Norm. I think it'd be quite tight. Yeah, because it's two quality teams there now.
Yeah,
and like I say, it's the first one to blink and make a slip up.
Yeah,
bam, 1-0, whatever. You know what I mean? It's
and you know what it is as well. Spurs play a massive part in this because there are three teams that have three teams that have got to go and play because Liverpool got to play them again. We've got to go there.
They're all at.
I think they're all at they're all at the Spurs Stadium.
Man, that's mad, isn't it? That's
so
mad.
They Chile, you know what I mean? Easy on us, man. Easy on us, yeah. But yeah, so Spurs, I think Spurs will have a massive say in there, and then we play you second to last game of the season. By then, the league will either be wrapped up or it'll still be on a knife edge. And I'll ask you this question again. Listen, man. You don't want Man City to get the 4P, do you?
Nah. Well, the thing is, I've said this for a while that I need you guys to win the league. I don't necessarily need you to win it at Old Trafford, but I need you to win the league.
Yeah. I remember that day when Will Tord scored that winner. Yeah, that was beautiful.
And you know the one. So, and that's happened a lot over the years, hasn't it? You know what I mean?
When we've done it,
United and Arsenal were at each other.
Yeah. We've done it twice at Spurs. Can you imagine going to the top of the stadium? But listen, we play them at the end of the month, 28th of April. So that's going to be absolutely massive. Yeah, Kofi said even United could have a say. You know what I mean? But I think United, you know, you're trying to push because you're 6 points off of Spurs, aren't you?
Yeah, because we still got to play City. We still got to play Liverpool, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah. So you've played City twice now, haven't you? Oh no, yeah.
No. Have we? I can't even think.
I'm sure you played City. Have you played City twice?
Yeah, I'll have to look. No, man. We've definitely got Liverpool. I know that for sure.
Yeah, no, you definitely got Liverpool at home. I'm sure you played Man City twice.
We may have, you know. I'm trying to open the app there
because one of the games. The game where you went to, or did they beat you? What was the game? Or did they beat you? I think they've beaten you twice.
Yeah, you may be.
Oh my gosh. Man City have not lost a home game since December 2022.
Wow.
Is that true?
Yeah, that's probably right, you know, Norm. And that's probably both in League and Champions League. They've been very consistent.
Did last season did Brentford go there and beat them? Yeah. Last season. I'm sure Brentford beat them there last season. You sure about that, Craig?
Okay, we lost 3-1 to you. I'm just looking through now.
I'm sure Brentford went there last season and beat them. I might be wrong, but check it out.
So we lost 3-0 to City in October.
Yeah.
29th of October. And where is it?
I think you played them twice. Because obviously I'm thinking about the likelihood is that you guys will probably meet Man City in the FA Cup final.
Yes, we have. Yes. We lost 3-1 at at their ground.
And what was the home game? Your home game? What was the score there?
The whole game was just had that. 3-0 at Old Trafford.
Right.
So that was a 6-1 aggregate. Just nowhere near the races, mate. That was back in October, and then obviously lost to them in March. So I'm just. So we got Liverpool, Newcastle. As in, I'm looking at big games. Coventry City in the FA Cup. Arsenal on the 20th. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a friendly. That's a friendly. It's a friendly.
Yeah.
July.
Craig might be right. Yeah, because that's going into the 22-23 season. So they would have probably beat them in 2022. Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right. Yeah, you're right, Craig. You're right. You're absolutely right.
So our last game then is going to be Brighton at home. No, Brighton away. Sorry, which is the 19th of May, Sunday the 19th of May. Okay. That's the last game of the season. So, and we play you on the 11th of May.
Yeah.
At Old Trafford.
That's right.
So we could have a say in that, mate. You could come to Old Trafford and have some of that Guna crumble norms. We'll see, bro.
Oh,
There's a lot of pressure in it to come to us, just because of the rivalry there as well. It's still a big rivalry with United and Arsenal.
Man City might be arts in Man United for a favour. No, not a 4p, mate. Sorry. But no, it's exciting. It's exciting. I mean, listen, the international break, we had to wait 3 weeks before we kicked a serious ball. Yeah. That is fast approaching this weekend. It's going to be exciting. Nervous, a nice nervous feel. Am I nervous about going there? I think as the game gets closer, then the old belly will start going. But I'm not thinking about it at the moment.
Because this is the 16:30.
Yeah, Super Sunday
on Easter Sunday.
Yeah, Super Sunday, mate.
And then Liverpool play at 2:00 at home to Brighton on the same Sunday. That's interesting that they put those top three play on the Sunday, which is good.
Yeah, we did
for Easter weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Craig, we did mention that that Tottenham could have a say.
Yeah.
Because they do play Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. I think all those games that they play will be at home, as far as I'm aware. Oh no! Tell a lie. No, Tottenham have got to go to Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, because
this is Anfield. Yeah.
If you remember, do you remember when Liverpool went down to 9 men? And
yes,
it was a Matip own goal.
Right.
Yeah. So Tottenham. So Man City don't have a good record there. I mean, even though they beat them in the Carabao Cup there or the FA Cup, they knocked them out. But normally in the Premier League, Man City have not really done well at Tottenham. And really Arsenal is the same thing as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. So I reckon Tottenham will to a degree have a
I'm looking at I'm looking at this as well. For us, we need both Luton and Wolves to do a number on Tottenham and Villa, just to help us out in this catching up. You know what I mean? So because I think now with the way the Champions League is, Norm, I think the 5th spot is in play now. Remember, it's a different format as well. They're doing for
I know.
Next season. So
I'm still trying to get my head around it. I'm reading up on it. So I'm trying to get my head around it
because of you guys and Man City and what Liverpool are doing in Europa.
Yeah, and then you got Aston Villa in the Conference League, and you got West Ham in the Europa as well.
Yeah, so I think we've got a lot of with the English teams that are still in Europe, that now has triggered that 5th spot for us.
Yeah, because the coefficient, the coefficient will go up, and I think we'll jump. I think at the moment Italy are first.
Were they?
And I think it's Spain and then us. But I think if we go to the next rounds, then I think we will jump above Spain, and that's probably where that fifth place will become available. So, I mean, so if it does all work out, at least you will be, in that 5th place, and you get your place. Europa. But Is fifth place Europa or Champions League?
No. They're saying that the way it's going, the coefficiency, fifth place should now be Champions League.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but if I don't know, I don't know if any results moving forward from this moment would reverse it to a Europa League spot. But I think it's the format as well. No, remember there was a guy that broke down this whole format. I was watching this online, and I was like, "This is mad confusing," because it's like it's just going to be one big league, but you're not going to play everyone in that league. No, and then I was like, "What?"
Listen, I'll wait until it all unfolds, and then we'll get our heads around it. But I kind of after reading the first two lines, I gave up.
Yeah, there was a guy on I think it may have been TikTok that just broke it down, and it made sense what he was saying. It just sounded like, how are they going to get away with this?
Yeah,
and then what they would do, like in that league, say like the top 12 would get separated, and everyone below them would have this little knockout thing between them. And then they would go and join the top 12. I said, what? So, a lot of football. Way too much football.
Yeah. But this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, in some ways, you know what I mean, it doesn't too much resemble the Super League.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they're pulling away from that. So, but I think that Super League at some point further down the road is going to rear its head again. They're going to keep pushing this until they get it. I think they will eventually. It will come. The way everything's going, it will come. But at the moment, there's the standoff between, the Super League and obviously the reform of how Champions League is now and stuff like that. So there is a lot of football to be played and had next season. The show keeps going on. You got these guys out there, they're cattle to us, you know what I mean, entertaining us. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Yeah. But I mean, I'll say this, I wouldn't mind being one of those cattle, man, because boy, the money's quite good.
Right, you know what I mean? Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
not that, can you?
It is what it is. Yeah. But listen, big weekend ahead, guys. As I said, looking forward to it. Twists and turns. We'll see how that all pans out. And may the best team win.
Yeah, may the best team win.
Please listen. I'm blocked up tonight, man. I'm gonna go and get some nasal spray up my nose, boy, because it's just been a bit of a rough one tonight. But listen, thanks for those people that have been in the chat.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, guys.
All you guys, please, before you leave, smash that like button, subscribe and share if you are new. And hopefully next week we'll have a lot more to talk about because the Premier League will be back. Guys, baby. Don't forget what's going on, gang. Let's get in our predictions for the weekend on our WhatsApp group. Game week 30, I believe it will be.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, game week 30. Yeah,
game week 30. So get your predictions in, and let's see how the weekend goes. But please smash that like button, subscribe and share, and we're out. Take care. God bless.
Take care, man.